everyone, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, welcome to my channel. So y'all, today we are making some delicious vegan crab cakes. Y'all, let me just say this. I tried this recipe a little while back and it was just something I was throwing together. I was like, okay, I know that the heart of palms gives you that really fish-like taste, especially if you season and flavor it well. But I'm gonna try to get it more of a meaty, flaky texture. So hearts of palm doesn't necessarily give you that meaty, flaky texture. So what I did was I went ahead and I got some jackfruit. So I know that I have a few videos where I've used jackfruit. I have made pulled jack sandwiches, pulled barbecue jack sandwiches. Super delicious. And I've also made a pot roast with jackfruit. So you'll get that really meaty and flaky texture. Y'all, I'm getting super hungry just thinking about it. So I have my eye on here. And I am going to whip up some crab cakes for y'all. So y'all, these are the jackfruit pieces that I'll be using. I typically like to drain and boil them just to get a lot of that brine taste out of them. But you can see how I do that and what other recipes that I've made in the cards right here. I'll post both videos right here. So you can take a look at that there. And I also have fried fish sticks, and that's one of my highest viewed videos on here. Besides the vegan Jesus eggs, as Miss Tabitha Brown would call them. I'll post those as well in the cards here so that you can see how I've used the hearts of palm and made my very own vegan fish sticks. Super delicious, y'all, and I paired them with grits. What better than grits, right? So anyway, y'all, I have a few different seasonings I'll be using. Some nutritional yeast, garlic, onion powder, some Creole seasoning, just to get that good, like, Cajun taste. And also, I'll be using nori furikake. So if you aren't familiar with that, it's basically seaweed flakes. The nori furikake that I have also has sesame seeds in it. So it's really good on the taste, and it gives you that sushi fish-like flavor. Super good. So y'all, we're gonna whip some stuff together and we're gonna see what we get out of this. And y'all, it's going to be delicious because I'm making it, okay? So anyway, I'm gonna start by taking this colander and draining and de-seeding my jackfruit. So y'all stay tuned for that. do, y'all, is I am going to So this is what I have. That's the texture that I'm going for, because that reminds me of a crab-like texture. So I'm gonna go ahead and drain and rinse my hearts of palm. And the hearts of palm, like I said earlier, they give you that fish-like taste. Super good, y'all. And of course, whatever seasonings you add to it will help, you know, bring out that seafood taste. So I'm going to show you what we're going to season this with. We're going to season it with a couple of things here. First, I'm going to add a little bit of this nutritional yeast. And you know, nutritional yeast is known for giving things a cheesy-like taste, but I have something in mind, so I'm gonna try it. And this is on the jackfruit. So then, of course, my best friend, we're gonna go in with some lemon pepper. You can use as little or as much as you want. I'm gonna also add some garlic powder. I have some Creole seasoning by Zatarain's, and I will be using that. I'm not going to use a whole lot of it. Typically, y'all, I would have definitely added Old Bay to this, and I don't have Old Bay seasoning. I forgot to get it from the store, so we won't be using Old Bay seasoning. But if I were to add Old Bay seasoning, it wasn't going to be a whole lot. So it's not something that is going to cause the meal to, like, not be complete. Okay, so I just added seasoned salt, and now I'm gonna go ahead and add some nori furikake, y'all. This is very important for this meal. I'm gonna sprinkle some nori furikake, which are seaweed flakes, and that's all I'm gonna add. Next, and this is what it looks like. I have it sitting in a bowl so that it doesn't leak everywhere. So I'm gonna start getting my pan hot and ready for when we get ready to fry these bad babies, because yes, ma'am, we're frying them. Oh, yes, ma'am, we are frying them. So anyway, let me grab a knife. So I have my hearts of palms, and they're hearts of palm, they're quartered. So I am going to just simply chop them, just to keep that same texture going. Another substitution that I would use, y'all, instead of hearts of palm would be oyster mushrooms, the king oyster mushrooms, because they hold lots of flavor, and they also put me in the mind of scallops, seafood scallops. So I'm only going to take a few of these and chop them up. So I have completely chopped up my hearts of palm, and y'all, they even give me like crab vibes. Like I said, another thing that you can use would be king oyster mushrooms. I'm gonna go ahead and sprinkle some lemon pepper on these. Yes, on my cutting board. Yes, ma'am. I'm gonna go ahead and sprinkle some of that on here. Pretty much every seasoning that I used for the jackfruit, I'm using on here. And then I'm just going to use my hands. I'm gonna take my hands and mix it all together. Yes, yes, yes. Y'all, this smells delicioso. Y'all, when I tell you this smells good, it smells good. Okay? So we're gonna take that. And then I have my jackfruit here. I'm gonna go ahead and mix it. I'm gonna do it over this bowl. So what I wanted to do is drain the liquid from here, which is why I have the strainer. And so a lot of the liquid has come out. The flavor stayed in. So that's exactly what I was looking for. And y'all, you can always pat it dry before you season it. That would have been very much ideal. But this is how I make it, and I never have issues with it. So I'm going to go ahead and add my hearts of palm. Well, I don't know the name of it today. I do know. But I'm going to go ahead and add my hearts of palm to it. Go ahead and move this cutting board out of the way and wash my home. So everything has been seasoned. I'm going to add a little bit of nutritional yeast For me, the nutritional yeast gives it a creamy, cheese-like taste, but it's a little bit more than that cheese-like taste. Like, you're not gonna really taste a whole lot of cheese flavor or cheese-like flavor when you add the nutritional yeast to the crab cakes. It just does something for me as far as the texture and the consistency of it. So y'all, I have a lemon, and I'm gonna take that and squeeze it over the crab cakes. So I'm gonna go ahead and add some oil to my pan. This is about 1/4 of a cup. Now what I'm gonna do is take some chickpea flour. And the reason why I'm using chickpea flour is because chickpea flour is an egg replacement. So normally I would mix in egg, not real egg, but the egg replacement by Bob's Red Mill. And I'm gonna leave the picture of what that looks like right here, so you can see it. But for whatever reason, I can't seem to find mine. So I'm gonna go ahead and just use what I have on hand. I don't know, because my kids often come in and try to bake brownies and things like that. So there's a possibility that they used it. Okay, and so this is the texture that we have. This is just what we have right here. This is the texture, and I'm getting crab-like vibes, okay? So for me, we're gonna go ahead and start making the patties. So what I wanna do is take some of this. I have some flour here, and I have my stove on low, so that's fine. I'm going to take some of the seasonings and add it to my flour, because although we have thoroughly seasoned the crab meat, we don't want our breading to be tasteless. So season that flour. Season your flour, okay? And you can put whatever you want to put out of the few seasonings that were mentioned. You can use whatever you want to use in your flour. I'm only going to use a few of the ones that I have used today. And this is some regular all-purpose flour. So now, normally what I would do is take a tablespoon of this and measure it out well and evenly. But right now, I'm just going to pour some in here, because sometimes that's also how I make it. So I have my pan here, and I'm just going to mix this, which is why I did not drain all of the liquid. So I'm gonna take a nice size amount, and I am going to form these patties or cakes. And this is why I don't remove all of the moisture out of it, because I still want it to be able to adhere to the chickpea flour. So you can do this, and you can just simply, I'm gonna show you two ways, not one, but two ways that you can do this. You can stick it into the pan. We want more of a sizzle, so let me turn this up a little bit. You can stick it in the pan straight from forming the patty with the chickpea flour. Or you can form your patty and take your seasoned flour and dip it like you would fried chicken, or, you know, when I say fried chicken, I mean oyster mushrooms. And so you can take this floured patty and drop that in there as well, okay? And so let me show y'all what this looks like after. Let's see, let me do another patty. And see, me, I like, it all depends, because I like a crunch. I like a breaded crunch on mine. So, because I also like to make a sauce to go with it. So adding that extra flour for me sets everything off. Like, that is my go-to way of doing everything, doing these patties. And so that's how I like to do it. It just adds a nice crispy taste and texture. Super delicious. Let me wash my hands, and I'll go ahead and make the sauce. And when I tell you all that these smell absolutely amazing, they smell divine. When I tell you, they are so delicious. So with this one here, it's warm all the way, it's warm to the touch all the way to the top. So I'm just going to take it. Y'all, don't worry about me. Don't try this at home. I'm used to being in the kitchen, so that doesn't burn my fingers at all. But this has a nice golden, crispy texture, and this is absolutely amazing. This is perfect. This is just what I like. But well, I'll say that this is fine for me, but I also like that crunch, and I think I put this one in here first. Let me see. So you can go ahead and flip them. That one want to give me a hard time. Okay, so I like it a lot more brown than this, so I'm gonna let the ones, of course, the ones that are more floured based will have to cook a lot longer per side. I think it was this one that I added in first. Yep, because that has a lot more brown to it. So y'all, we're gonna let these continue to fry, and then I'll go ahead and show you the sauce that I prepared. So as far as the sauce, we're going to go ahead and start with about 2 tablespoons of mayo. And this is the Hellmann's Vegan salad dressing mayo. And then I'm going to also add, in about a tablespoon and a half of the Kite Hill unsweetened plain yogurt. So then I'm going to go in with, typically I'll use Old Bay seasoning. Mind you, I don't have any today, so we're using some Creole seasoning. And I am going to add in some garlic powder. You can use however much you like to use if you decide to make this, but this is how I do it. If you've been following me for a while now, you know that I don't measure anything unless I have to. And I'm also going to go ahead and go in with a squeeze of lemon juice. And just give it a stir. And then you can taste it and see if it's according to what you like. Jesus. Ooh, y'all. I almost spake in tongues, honey. That is divine. So we're going to go ahead over to these crab cakes and go ahead and plate this thing up. So y'all, I'm going to give y'all a little close-up of these crab cakes right here, right now. Y'all, so these are the crab cakes. They look so delicious. I can't wait until you try them. I had to take a minute because these are so flavorful, so delicious, y'all. I kind of already broke a piece off and tasted it. And then don't worry about this little piece right here because there's no such thing as burnt when you're in the kitchen with me. You see that? It wasn't burnt, y'all. That just means that this one got a little extra flavor to it. That's what we're going to say. But I want to leave y'all with this food for thought. Oftentimes, you're broken, you're beat up, you're scraped, you're bruised. But how many know that that is just for you to go through the process of being seasoned for what God has in store for you? There's many things that people face in their childhood, in their lives, obstacles and things like that, that seem like, oh, I don't want to look like this. I don't want to deal with this. But it's that extra seasoning that God placed in your life that'll have you in preparation for what is to come, for the greater that He has for you. It's the process, y'all. This one went through the process a little bit longer than the other ones because this one had the flour on it too. And this one came out golden. But this one right here was chosen, y'all. It went through a process of being a little bruised, so it looks like, right? But no, it was a little more seasoned than the others. And I bet it's going to taste the most delicious too. So sometimes you go through things and it seems as if you're bruised, you're broken, but it's all a part of the process to come out stronger, tougher, better. Y'all, that's just a little food for thought. Y'all always be sure to put God first. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Y'all turn your post notification bell on so every single time that I post, you're updated. Y'all be blessed and have a blessed day.